When she was 7, she started hearing what she said was a beeping in her ear, and it took us a little while for a few months to get to the diagnosis. At first, they thought that it was a little bit of anxiety because we had moved and she was starting a new school. So they ordered a CT scan, and he said, I don't think we're going to find anything, but I just want to double check. And so then they called me a couple days later and said that they saw something on her brain. So she came in for an MRI the next day. The day after her 8th birthday, she was diagnosed with a brain tumor. It was a very big tumor. It was about the size and the shape of an egg. It was in the center of her brain. So in my mind, I'm thinking, like, how are they ever going to be able to get that? So I think just we knew how serious it was. So initially we were elated because the surgeon came out and told us that he got the entire tumor, so she wasn't going to have radiation or chemo, that it went better than expected. So we went back, and I knew immediately. I said, is she having a seizure? And she was having a seizure. She wasn't having a stroke, but she developed something that's pretty rare called posterior fossa syndrome. She had to relearn everything. So as then an 8-year-old, she had to learn how to swallow, how to eat, how to walk, how to talk, how to even sit up and hold her head up again. So Mackenzie spent 120 days in the hospital. So she went from the PICU to inpatient rehab. And then even after she was out of the hospital, she came to day rehab. So that was like Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, lots and lots of rehab. And actually still, it's next month is gonna be the 12 years, she calls it her brain anniversary. So she still does therapy to this day.
I've loved all of my doctors and nurses and therapists. A lot of them have gotten to know like my personality and my sense of humor. We bring the miniature pony, Willie Nelson, to the hospital to visit patients and kind of just cheer them up. And I rode there and did therapeutic horseback riding for 8 years, and then I volunteered for 2 years, and then they wanted to hire me.
Still, with Mackenzie bringing the pony here, sometimes there are people chasing her down the hall, and they're like, oh, do you want to see the pony? And they're like, no, we came to see Mackenzie. So she's somewhat of a celebrity to here. Sometimes she'll tell people I'm kind of a big deal because she's done lots of fundraisers, lots of activities, things at the hospital. So people just love her here. So Mackenzie wouldn't be where she is today, doing good things, giving back to the hospital, if it wasn't for like all of the donors and all of the things all of the support that we have had. And it's the fun things, not necessarily all of like the treatment type things that maybe insurance pays for, but the things that the donors pay for, like the cookie cart that would come and she could bake cookies like right in her hospital room, or bringing the horse around to see patients. She still has some of the stuffed animals that were given, blankets that were given, and all of those things that the donors do for the hospital. Our family and definitely Mackenzie has benefited from those.